1 2 1 2. One, two, 1 2. That noise gate catches everything in OBS. This is gonna be a terrible VOD for people to watch. It's gonna be hilarious if anybody does. Oh my goodness. Hi everybody. We'll get started in a few minutes here. That'll be for a noob. Guessing everybody's super excited to look at TOGC.
It was fun.
One like half-hearted response. Let's go. He's like, yay, woohoo.
See, I want to hear people, but I don't want to.
Just hop on.
Well,
Hop on, but just talk through here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's hearing you with my headset on.
Oh,
it actually
sure.
drowns you out.
Well, mute me in Discord. Mute me in Discord like everybody else does.
You are muted, like mostly muted. I have you low enough that I can hear when you have an open mic, so that I know. That's literally all it is.
Sure.
Does anyone else feel like they're the third wheel in this relationship?
Okay. You know what? We might as well just get started. TOGC, we did I think we were on for like 3 or 4 hours this last weekend, going over the bosses. We cleared up to an Uberak, which was actually super solid. We're gonna go over this. Ideally, we go in there the first week, clear everything on hardcore mode, and we get extra loot for it. So doing a little bit of prep ahead of time, that's the goal of this. This is being a VOD, so if for some reason you do want to go back and rewatch us talking about this, feel free. But let's get started here.
Link somewhere?
One more time?
Is that linked somewhere? Sorry, before you start.
I will post the YouTube VOD after we're done here.
Well,
Okay, awesome.
The one from the other night is actually already live, though, right?
It should be under. Dude, I don't know. There's been so many different channels made and moved.
No, that's fine. I'll watch it after.
Okay, I'll post everything afterwards. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna play the Northrend Beast's Kill, just to save time here. We did 2 pulls of that. This is currently muted, so you're not hearing anything. 3 bosses. First one is Gorehowl. What we're going to end up doing with Gorehowl, or sorry, Gormok, our 2 tanks, we're just going to be doing a taunt swap at 3. Range, you guys are going to stay at least 15 yards away from the boss. If you get a snowbolt on your head, you're just going to run into melee. And melee, the super important thing for this is they cannot be cleaved, but the boss can. Which means that you guys will be targeting the snowbolt ad, murdering the fuck out of it, and then cleaving the boss. Pretty simple. We're going to be screaming at you guys, switch to the ad, switch to the ad, switch to the ad. Not a big deal. Once Gormok is dead, then Dreadscale and Acid Maw are going to spawn. They're 2 of the big giant worm guys. We're going to be referencing them as the stationary and the mobile one. Stationary is going to be Acid Moth first, and the mobile one is going to be the Dread Scale Fire guy. Range, you guys are going to stay spread again. We're going to kind of yield the center of the room to the healers. Let me pull up the raid plan here. I'll kind of show you guys what the room looks like. So effectively, we're going to have one, at least at the start, we're going to have the stationary tank be in one location, and the mobile tank will be off to the right over here. And I'm going to be most likely the mobile tank. And we're basically just going to be kiting in a small circle around the outside clockwise throughout the room. So my goal is to have all of you guys who are ranged DPS, because you're killing this one first, it doesn't matter what's going on with this guy. What you're all going to be doing is killing the first ad, and I will be bringing this guy around the outside of the room. These guys do frontals, so that means that if you're standing over here, you're going to die. You don't want that. That's not good. Healers, I kind of want you guys to be relatively centered. Again, we are going to be range, I think it's range 10 or range 15. We'll follow our
They said range 10 that night.
yeah. We'll follow the add-ons in DBM for that, and I'll get you guys the actual number, but it's probably range 10. We're just going to kite them around the room until they submerge. Each of them is going to go underground. You're going to be able to see where they are, where they're going. You'll be able to meet them at their location when they pop back up, and you'll just meet them. We're effectively, as tanks, we're doing a taunt swap, and then we're just going to continue to nuke down the first ad that we were killing. So effectively, it's relatively easy as long as we're just paying attention to that. There is one other mechanic that is relatively fun. The boss that has the acid spit, the green acid guy, he's going to spit on like everybody in a location. The only way that you can get rid of that debuff is by running to the person that has the red debuff. The only person who's going to have the red debuff, basically, is going to be the red tank. So, what you're going to be doing is running to that tank. And we're going to watch a VOD of this in just a moment, and you're going to see what that looks like. That's the only way that you can get rid of that debuff. Otherwise, you're basically going to get stuck in place, and we can't break you out until after my mob is dead, so that I can run over there and free you. Once that happens, we'll kill one of them. The other one soft enrages. We kill him. Then we move on to the third guy, and that's going to be the Ice Howl. Ice Howl has basically two mechanics. The first one is he does a knockback, and the second one is he knocks everybody to the outside of the room and attempts to gore them. You just run sideways. He hits the wall, we bloodlust, we nuke him, everything's good. So, we're going to switch the actual VOD here. We'll see what that looks like, and we'll move forward. So, bear with me here.
So I
did not... I didn't do timestamps for this fight.
Quick.
Downside of running this from a tank perspective is all we're going to be doing is watching Boss Crotch. And Eggsy, thank you for doing all of your calls. You were fucking awesome with this. So, I know. It's super fun from this angle. We're just going to jump forward here. You're going to see that there are... You're going to hear Azot call in just a second here. Someone run into melee. You'll hear that in a second.
I'm Braddock. I bobbed myself.
Now, at the very top up here, you can notice that, yeah, there is an ad. All the melee has already specifically swapped to it. they're nuking that down, cleaving onto the boss. Super simple. You guys can handle that.
Work on those kobolds, Taylor.
So you're just in all his ass.
Coming in 3, 2, 1. Falling now. You can pop yourself.
We can't handle this.
You might need to turn up the sound in the actual VOD there. So we're just doing taunt swaps here as tanks.
Did you not have a VOD?
You guys can see that there
I did
are
not. I
snowballed
forgot.
vassals. Those are all dying. This is the
wouldn't have
latest
damage.
I have
one.
these stacks and I can't refresh them.
And
Or
we're
I can't get rid of
killing
them, so heal me please.
Everybody's on target focus.
So again, what's happening is that vassal is on one of our allies. It's basically just like mind controlling them.
No boulder.
Break them out,
Yeah, I'll,
free them.
I'll pick up the. You pick up this one.
Are they
No,
silenced while they have that kobold on them, or?
That is a question
No.
for someone who's had it.
No, you just get knocked back. Like pushback, getting hit. It just
Oh,
tunnels
okay.
on one person, and you just kind of leave and kill them because, well, there's no reason to do.
Yeah, yeah.
You
But
can get
you
out of
can
control.
still cast, just there's cast knockback.
Yep.
Yep. And the cast knockback is a result of being within melee range of the boss who's performing that casting knockback, right? That's the staggering stomp.
I think it just hits you.
Okay.
It just tunnels. One person hits them over and over.
Okay. Phase 2 is the 2 worms. You guys have seen what Jormungers are, if that's even what we pronounce them as. You guys are not going to be targeting the one onto the right here, the one that's up and moving. This is the mobile one. We're going to see out to the left in a
Everybody
second
spread 10.
that another one just popped up to the north. This is the one that is going to be primary kill target.
What's your range checker for 10 yards?
Again, you're making sure that you guys are not within basically the north third of the room. You guys can see on the mini-map, everybody has moved down to the south at this point. That's good, that's intentional, that's what we want. There is a mechanic where if if the tank gets hit by the green debuff, which I think happens on this pull, me as the tank is going to have to run over there and break Eggsy out, who was tanking with me on this fight. But everybody else who got hit by green, you can see their DBM marked saying, hey, I have the green debuff, and you're all running to the person with the red debuff. You're going to run over towards me, you're going to try to avoid not getting hit by the Molten Spew, and then you're going to resume DPS back on the primary target.
You guys need to run that over to the fire tank right now.
I have it. Radek, you need to run over to me.
Come in.
You guys stop standing right behind the fucking boss. Like, pick a side, please. Melee.
So now
Alright,
he's
get us going.
clear, and now I'm
Good.
moving back away.
The butts are coming out again. All right, so big.
There are slime pools that are happening, which is why this guy needs to
You're gonna
be
pick them up,
moved.
Reddick. They're not gonna make it. You got a speed, you can do it real quick.
And we do have boots and stuff like that, so I can come save you guys if for some reason you're out of range. We just need to be cognizant of making sure that we're not doing that during a molten spew.
The butts are coming out again.
That's
I'm picking up
pretty
moving
much the
again.
biggest
Yep,
thing that's
bubbling.
happening. So I'm gonna jump back here just so you
Then
guys can
Braddock.
see what it looks like. Watch on the ground. You guys can see the like the dust from them. You can watch where it moves to. And now the one that was stationary moved towards where I'm standing right now. I'm picking him up, facing him towards the outside. You guys are on the other... What ended up happening there? Okay. Okay, so we're finishing off Acid Maw, and then... Did we have 2 different deaths on this?
This is, we wiped.
I thought this was the second pull that we killed
Oh,
on.
I don't know.
Double check here. Oh, we did have 2 wipes. Yeah. Okay. And this was because we weren't actually paying attention yet to where they each come up at. So this will be a wipe, and then let's jump forward. You guys get to see the learning process. How fun was that, huh? So our next pull, basically jumping to the same spot. This is the beginning of the second phase here. People got hit by spew. We're focusing down Acid Maw, who's still stationary. They're about to submerge. And now we're watching where the two of them are going. So I'm paying attention right now where that rubble's going. Eggsy's watching where this rubble is going. He's about to pick up the one behind me, and I'm running forward to go pick up the current primary target. Okay. So, primary target is over here. We're now picking that up, finishing him off. Nice and easy. At this point, we're not getting any more people that have the green debuff, so we don't have to worry about having to go and run and like save people. Okay? We're going to be calling out sweep, 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 which is melee get out, otherwise you get knocked back. You guys can see that just happened. All the pets just got knocked back. And otherwise, he will switch to a submerge in just a moment. He'll be up in the ground, up above again, and we DPS him down until he's dead. Let's jump to Ice Howl. So we're keeping over in the corner here. Yes, Ice Howl is definitely the easiest of the three. Notice how we are trying to keep him up against the wall here. We're going to do a Frozen Cone in a moment. We're probably going to have D-Sacks for this. Either that or the actual knockback, the massive crash that's about to happen. You guys can see that that's happening in about 5 seconds here. What he's going to do is he's going to knock everybody back across the room. There we go. You guys can see everybody is along the outside here. And he's going to target someone. RV in this situation. Everybody needs to move. Make sure that you are away. He charges, hits the wall, and that's when we jump back on him. He's taking extra damage for about 20 seconds. We burn the fuck out of him. Rinse and repeat. So we're going to keep watching this real quick until the end of the fight. We have the Arctic Breath happening. You guys can see that.
We kill after we stop laughing at the person that died to the charge.
Yes.
Wait, did someone die to the charge?
I have no idea on this poll. I can check.
No, I'm just, that's just the common thing here.
Okay.
I really hope nobody dies
like,
to the
wait a
charge.
minute.
That would be really funny if that happened.
A great way to lose your, one of your 50.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ferocious Butt. Maybe someone did die to that.
It looks like it. We lost 2 people between.
I thought if somebody dies to it, that he doesn't get that stun for 20
Yeah,
seconds.
he basically soft enrages for a little bit. Yeah,
know.
it's real bad. Eggsy was telling me, keep kite him into the corner. There's gonna be very specific points where we're gonna be tanking in, so that when we get knocked back, super simple. We don't move as much. Make it easier for you guys as DPS. Next massive crash. And we just burn the boss here. Alright. Nice and easy. We'll jump forward to Jiraxis here. I think we 2-shot Jiraxis. Bit of a cleave fight. Jump to the beginning here. As soon as we engage by talking to the NPC to start the fight, you basically get summoned. So just be ready for that. We're going to assign basically north and south groups so that you guys have a chance to spread out. You guys do have to worry about fire that gets put on the ground. You guys are basically kiting it kind of like Mimiron. Mimiron fire, just kind of try to keep it in a location. Don't just run it everywhere. But we'll see how this plays out real quick here. I do recall we do wipe on this fight. I think we didn't kill the ads fast enough. But you guys can see that there's a portal that's going to spawn in about 5 here. We do have
didn't dispel the boss. The boss gets stacked. She doesn't spell seal and
okay.
Dispel.
So that's gonna be shaman and
Mage.
mages. I think that's all that we can do, right?
Yeah.
Shamans and mages? Okay.
Well, you can do priest as well, but I mean, just have
Okay.
priest heal.
Yeah.
One mage, one shaman's more than enough, but ideally you probably have like 2 mages spell stealing stacks while 1 shaman's spelling.
Yeah.
I mean, just whatever.
For sure. So, portal opens up. Mistress of Pain is up. We are prioritizing that after the portal is killed. Note how she jumped to a location and then starts doing a spin. We're also going to keep an eye out for volcanoes as well. We don't see one of those for just a little bit here. And you guys saw that there's fire on the ground. Everybody is relatively spread out. And we have the infernals out that come from the volcano. We're burning the volcano down. We're getting the stacks of the spell steel down. You guys saw that kind of lined up with one of his fell chain lightnings, basically. And if he has too many stacks of that, we do end up losing people. We didn't one-shot him, did we? No, we did. Oh, this is the kill. I guess we skipped over the...
Once we
Early
got
one.
the dispels down, it was a joke.
Yeah. This is a real easy fight, you guys.
That being said, I was told that there was a dispellable curse. I never saw it. So that's something I still need to keep an eye out for.
Now, that may have been the cleanse ability? Double check here.
I don't know. I never saw it.
There is a healing mechanic for this fight. You guys are targeting a specific person and, like, busting heals into them.
Mm-hmm.
You guys aren't going to have a problem with that. Our healer group is super fucking solid. Let's see. Curse of the Nether is... I think what you're talking about is Touch of Jiraxis, which is a curse that it targets a specific player and inflicts a curse onto nearby players, and which is dispellable, which is why everybody is spread out in this fight, so we effectively avoided a mechanic by performing well.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
probably what that was.
It only would have... The dispellable one only would have happened if we
Right.
weren't spread. Cool. Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yep.
Go team.
And you guys can see that this incinerate flesh, we're healing the fuck out of someone, and we're good. Not saying that someone used lay on hands on them, but someone used lay on hands on them. And I think we had a call right here to just ignore the volcano and just burn boss. So, that is going to be the second fight. That one's going to be super fucking simple for y'all. I'm really looking forward to some of these fights. Let's jump to the PvP fight. Kind of a clusterfuck. We're going to be effectively assigning people to hard CC, or as hard CC as we possibly can, specific members of the Alliance team. They spawn ahead of time, just like we see here. What we'll probably end up doing is on pull, we're probably going to have a warrior or someone run in and do intimidating shout to, because they all have PvP trinkets effectively, right? So we want to pop their PvP trinkets, and then we're going to go in, try to kill the healers as best we can. We'll have interrupt rotations going. And then we're going to have CC rotations on the big DPSers of the other team, so that we can kill them before they can kill us. Biggest thing on this fight is if someone is attacking you, if someone is targeting you, if someone is chasing you, run away, use anything that you can to get away from them, run over a frost patch, try to run near a mage that they can use their frost nova, run next to a shaman that has earthbind down, stuff like that. Because if you get caught by, say, the Death Knight, you're basically going to die.
And he will grip you.
And he will grip you. And they may give Blessing of Freedom to one of their allies, and then they can just continue to chase you down. Use your Hand of Protection, your Hand of Freedoms, stuff like that as best you can. If you have an immunity, something like that, this would be the situation where you would use that. I'm going to just let this play out so you guys can hear the calls that are going on during this fight.
So we'll kill the priest first, and then we'll kill. That's a rogue. That's.
I don't know if it's just
that's
me, but I can't
shaman,
hear you,
right?
Bud.
It might be. I think so.
If you can, or
Same here, I can't hear it.
you guys can't hear the VOD. Now, is that...
You're not going to be able to hear it through Discord streaming. You're going to have to do it through Twitch.
Oh, okay. Fuck me. Okay, well...
Yeah, because there's no sound capture.
I always thought there was. Is it if I share...
I think
If I change the window and just target the actual...
if you try just
the
YouTube, yeah.
application, yeah. Okay, let's try this.
Just a
He
show.
doesn't have a shield.
It's a resto.
Yeah, I hear it now.
We'll kill
Okay.
that second, and then we'll kill Shadow Priest third.
If you have OGs, you get close, and you see their nameplates. It has all their icons right next to what they are.
Okay, cool. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and pull here in a second. Just instantly, if you're on a target and you have CC, just go ahead and use your CC ability right at the beginning. So let's throw out a pull timer for 10 seconds. And this is gonna be kind of chaotic, but just keep like a PvP bind and okay.
And I'm actually going to play this at normal speed instead of 125.
Like, damn, I knew I talked fast. But not that fast.
When I'm doing VOD reviews and stuff like that, that's effectively how I'm doing it.
Or yeah, just fear everything you can.
Okay, last.
I feel like it's important.
Say it. What's
I
up?
feel like it's important to know one of the things we learned was we actually CC'd too hard early, and we didn't focus enough damage. It's
We just didn't do enough damage,
We need to
yeah.
balance it
Yep.
and CC on the most important things.
Yeah.
That being
I got
said, though,
Skull
it's still very important. Like, if you're a caster or like a clothy, that it is a PvP fight. So like,
Yeah.
you surviving is more important than you trying to pump out damage.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's definitely a give and take. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, again, just keep
Move away from them?
listen to some of these calls that are happening here.
Okay. Swap. I'm dot.
I'm dot. I'm dot.
Hang on.
Dispel checks. I got
need
us all on
Fury's
tracks.
kicked by melee.
So you guys can see that the amount of chains of ice that are going out right now, you guys can see all the hard CCs on the current kill target that are going out. You guys can see the kicks of all the flash heals and all the other heals that are going out as well.
My trap missed the
Huh?
mage
Yeah, bro.
apparently. I don't know, traps could miss.
Everybody focus down skull right now. I need the Death Knight off me. Everybody focus down skull. And make sure that you're
We need
CCing the
kicks,
target.
guys. If you're not CCing, you're kicking. Come on. Help! Kick skull.
Did another warlock.
I'm gonna.
So again, a lot of this
I'm
stuff,
gonna poly
the
that.
casts that are happening by the other
Dispel
team,
skull.
they're just going to continue to go through. A lot of that's
Webster, you're clear.
fine for the most part.
The entire time.
We're interrupting the heals, and we're trying to
Skull, finish it up.
CC the big damage dealers from the other team
You're gonna have
from
to keep
killing
the
our
triangle on
DPS.
DR.
From
two
killing
on
our
me.
healers.
And focusing on
Right.
On X now. On X. On X. On X.
You can grip this guy.
We need to CC the holy powder in the back.
Alright, we are on X, guys.
The rogue got a freedom.
Wind Fury needs to be killed, guys. Wind Fury needs to be killed every single time.
And yes, there are totems that pop out. So Healing Stream Totem. Azak was calling out about a Wind Fury Totem. Obviously, those need to be prioritized.
That comes up.
Go 1 HP so you can just stab.
I'm calling the hunter. I'm calling the hunter again. I need picks on the paladin. He's getting out.
Rogue got a freedom again.
I'm dot swap. You fear the hunter.
Alright,
We need kicks.
It keeps breaking. I think it's tremors down or something.
Yeah, David Tremor.
I can't free anymore. It's on DR.
I got a lot of them on me. I'll just cut.
And see someone use their boots to get away. That was a good call.
Rogue is a freedom again.
Tremors up again. Killing it. Yeah. Yo, Sal, just get on the...
Mass Dispels are going to be helpful in situations like when we get Psychic Screamed or something like that.
With, he's like literally next to the target.
Hellfire.
There is a Hellfire that happens.
I got it, I got
Needs
it.
to be kicked, obviously.
Gonna be able to kick it next. Wind Fury is up. On it.
Spell the rogue. He has freedom again.
So,
Right,
at this point, you guys can tell that
Paladin.
we're not going to make this
Can't
because
stop this
we've
guy.
only
Mark it with
killed
a
two
skull.
of
Mark it
theirs
with a skull. Get a skull.
before they've killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our people. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going
You
to
guys
jump
need to be
forward
kicking.
to
If you're melee, just get
the second kill, the second pull here. Let's see here.
Riposte. I'm gonna have you on the shaman. And you
So this
are
was
killing
us
all the totems
readjusting
as well.
our
So not only are you
CC
kicking
so that we're
shaman,
not
but you're
doing
also
as
killing
many.
all the totems.
I'll kill totems. I'll kill totems. You DPS. I don't have a ret spec, so I'm just brought.
Okay.
I'll kill
Yeah,
totems.
I'll stones again.
Do these guys actually have like threat tables, or are they just kind of like
No,
randomly?
they're
Yeah,
random
they don't.
fixates.
The pets, you can taunt the pets.
Thanks.
And they don't do much damage, so like, I taunted the hunter pet and it was just on me the whole time.
I'll taunt the pets too.
Alright, so at the very start here, let's go ahead and each DK that is assigned to something right now, pull them off the stack. Or pull them away from the kill target.
Pull them to the
you
left
guys
or right.
Yeah, just everybody go to the right. Everybody go to the right
If
against
your
the wall.
well,
that connects
if your
them.
target's more to the left, go to the left. If your target's more to the right, go to the right.
Yep.
That way you can get it farther away from the AoE.
Alright, so we're gonna be on that first, that second, and this third. And then I am pulling this guy, and then let's actually have we'll do it to the mage and the hunter. Alright, since Riposte is gonna be on the shaman, since he's resto. So me and you will just be on the mage, which I'll mark here. With that. Alright? So me and you
So
are
we're gonna
moon
go
green.
to fear and sheep the mage.
Yep. Mage and the hunter. So you'll start on the mage, I'll start on the hunter. Alright?
Okay.
So if you guys aren't familiar with how diminishing returns works in PvP combat, they were just talking about sheep and then into fear, sheep and then into fear. So effectively you're going to be sheeping until you have diminished returns, you can't sheep them anymore. That's when you switch to fear. So what they were just saying was we're going to have two people swapping CCs on two different targets back and forth, back and forth.
I guess
Right then.
doing a pull timer and 10 seconds. And then otherwise, all warlocks, if you guys aren't currently like casting a CC, just go ahead and be doing damage into the kill target. We are going to lust about 5 seconds into combat.
5, 4,
Priest run in fear too, so it gets all the trinkets.
1.
I'm scared.
I'm killing totems.
Lust, go.
Fucking rogue just one-shot me. God damn it.
Can't get him off you. You gotta run.
Yeah.
Bro.
He's getting dispelled, man. Like, holy shit.
They lusted. Try to purge them.
Caravea, B-Res, Blood Surge. Should B-Res, Dada. Kill this skull.
And you'll notice we have more people both
Kick
on
them.
skull, and
Alex,
we're doing
T-Rez,
better
big
at
ones.
interrupting.
Got it.
So we're actually killing before our team is completely
Use
out
skulls.
of
Hey,
DPS.
we're on-
You gotta run, Druid. Like I can only slow so much.
Halo has both the DK and the warrior. There's nothing I can do, dude. You just gotta run.
Keep triangle if you can, Surge.
I bopped Hada.
Kill target is skull.
I'm gonna poly in here.
I still had a secondary DR on shield on it.
All good, dude. Let's not talk about it. Just keep going.
Rogue cloaked. Fuck. Can't grip for 10. Run from the rogue.
Run from the warrior.
Chat
can't
warrior
grip.
spinning.
I need a master spell on the kill target.
He's in- I can grip it soon.
Webster be
Poly.
clearing the.
Spell sad.
Purging the shit out of
Can you fear Moon? Fear Moon.
Killing Tremor now. Killing Tremor. Tremor's dead.
Okay. I'm getting feared. I can't save Master.
I'm blinded. I can't do warrior at all.
I aim it over them. Just kill. Kill. I need kicks. Yeah, okay. Now
Someone's
we're on
dead.
resto.
Rogue's on Mazrin again. I got nothing.
Get Samuel. That's
yeah,
blue
grip,
square.
grip,
Blue
grip,
square.
grip. He's gonna jump soon. Oh, he's on
Hodge,
me.
full Hodge on square.
DK's on me too now.
I got the rogue off.
I'm fucked.
Kill the resto, and then we've got all healers dead. And we're
I think we just have to rogue after.
yeah, that's fine.
I'm marking rogue with skull. Rogue with skull in the back.
I'm polying 100.
I can grip and 10 on warrior.
Rogue's freedomed.
I have frost
Gripping.
vid for you. There you go.
You're in the hunter.
He's immune to slows. The blade storming.
Move from the rogue. Move from the rogue. The warrior's there.
Alright, I'm gonna. Can I poly? Or are you good?
You guys can see that there are certain
You follow
situations where they will continue
go for
to
the
chase after you until you're.
DK
Alex
is-
kite.
wait.
Alex kite.
Somebody kick the mage next with the DK kick. It'll kill his cast or whatever.
He's feared right
Karen
now.
They were
Chaps.
determined to kill you.
After we swap to
Say again.
So they were determined to kill you.
It certainly seemed that way, but I mean that's effectively what happens every once in a while. And if we are able to prevent people from
Warlock,
dying,
so
sell
Warlock,
kite, don't
then
lose sell.
kill out to Warlock. I marked it with skull.
Garako run. This was my feeble attempt at trying to call people to let them know, hey, someone's chasing after you,
You
from,
guys
from
shoot
this
the
point
mage now,
forward
for the
on.
hunter.
It's on it on 100.
This is our kill.
Hellfire,
It's going to take
yeah.
another like 3 minutes or
Hellfire,
so to
okay.
interrupt the Hellfire.
Big.
I got it.
We're continuing to interrupt until everybody's dead, effectively.
Feared.
I sell you to sell. Full Hodge on Warlock. Kill him quick. Go swap to Shadow
someone-
Priest next. Mark your skull. Mark your skull.
You guys can see that our Death Knights
here
are
you
going to be
can,
super
just
important
AoE
on this
damage.
fight. Careful, Moist, run.
Pull the mage in. Pull the mage into the stack. We can just AoE everything down.
It does
Push
like
for the
75%
whirlwind.
less damage, doesn't it?
Pants, keep moving, keep moving, Pants.
Not for
They
DKs.
don't
Not for
need
DKs.
either. Right now, all damage you do is permanent.
Oh, they changed it again?
No, you still do less damage,
Watch
but
out,
they don't have
Blade
either.
Get on triangle. I'm marked with skull now. Get on
No,
triangle.
DK Pestilence and D&D isn't affected by it. We should stack them.
Get on skull. Get on skull.
No one's got dots on it, so it's gonna be pelting people.
Can I get fears on the hunter?
Feared right now.
Not totally like tap them, you know.
Guys, lock mass spell.
I guess
Come on.
bring in Runic Mana Potions.
I'll
so we
Hodge
get
him
the
now.
big one.
He blinked.
Pet sacked.
Silence him.
I'm gonna kill this
Run
one.
away from circle, please.
It's on me.
I'll aim.
I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Get on the DK here. Marked with the skull now. He's just lowest.
This is awesome.
were you guys
Fuck you,
losing
Lord.
control of the most and
Oh,
causing the
Warlock's
most
prepping that
deaths?
honor for PB
Rogue.
set.
For sure.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Resilience doesn't work versus
Yeah, we had one,
Damn right.
2, 3,
Three
three of our first.
I don't care which
deaths
one's lower HP.
were all because of the rogue.
Kill circle this.
We
go circle.
lost
Ooh,
Azok
and
to
disarm
the
that.
Disarm it
hunter
again?
at one point super early.
Blade storming, I'm dragging it out.
Otherwise, it was Duskblade,
And
I think,
Hunter.
is one of the Death Knights that got one of our
You have your innervate cuts?
clothies. And then
Alex.
it was a mixture of the rogue again killing Simone at 2:30.
Oh, God, I just sat in Frost Presence the whole time.
And looks like the
I
Death
wasn't
Knight
even in
again.
Frost
So
Presence,
it's
I had
basically
it
going to be the
on
Death
the word.
Knight and
I just
the
had it
rogue
because
that
the
are going
fucking
to
rogue
be
was slapping
just
me.
clapping people.
He would like randomly.
I swear I remember from back in the day, like it's random, it's never the same, correct? Like they have
Correct.
different teams.
Yep.
Okay.
The combos are going to be different every week.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Show me the law!
Alright. Faction champions. Kind of a clusterfuck. But we're gonna be able to
That's a shield
outperform them.
chains.
So
Okay.
let's get ready for Twin Valkyr here.
Twins is probably. Yeah, I guess you can technically use. Nah, come over here.
We end up having like 4 or 5 different pulls on this. I'm gonna switch to sharing my screen again, just so we can show one other thing. The guys have been doing a really good job of getting the spreadsheet set up for what the Twin Valkyr look like, so we're just going to review it just from this perspective real quick. Effectively, what we're going to be doing, we're not going to be doing any door strats that's been patched out. Just a second here. Alright, so we're not going to be tanking next to the door or anything like that. We're effectively going to be tanking right down here at the bottom point of the star. The bulk of the raid is okay. There's two bosses, shared health pool. We're all going to be targeting effectively one of them, burning them down, and it's going to. We're basically going to do a little bit of cleave onto the other one. There's going to be 4 different main abilities that can really screw with us, and they do them at effectively random order. Covering the 4 of them together. Each of the bosses has a vortex ability that will effectively kill anybody who is of the opposite color of what they are when it's cast. There's very few situations where like we're gonna be rolling D-sacks. We're gonna be like rolling extra heals on the people that we're trying not to get them dead. You're gonna see this in some of our polls here, just how much damage is going out across the raid.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. What's gonna end up happening to avoid that though is we're going to be telling people, okay, switch whether or not you are light attuned or dark attuned throughout the fight. But I've never even thought about how to describe this fight before. My goodness. I'm going to jump forward to our kill, and we'll talk about it from that perspective first. And then we'll talk about some of the things that we realized earlier. What's up?
I was dancing. Do you want me to talk about it?
Please.
Okay.
Well, let's do the visual first.
Okay.
And then everybody can see what's going on here.
Me and 3 others are a barrier between the outside and the team, and we're blocking bad stuff from getting to you guys. The rest of you guys are letting the things that don't matter hit you, and if we happen to let something through, making sure it doesn't hit you.
Yeah. So, easiest way of describing this, everybody except for like 5 people have a dark swirl underneath their feet. You guys are effectively dark attuned at this point. When we get ready for the actual fight here, Here comes the pull. We're going to bring them forward. We're going to stack them up so you guys can cleave, obviously. You guys are all stacked up at this point. You guys can look that you guys are effectively all stacked up, and you have, on your 4 sides, you have someone with that is light attuned, light attuned, light attuned, and light attuned. Okay? These people are all picking up the light orbs that are on their way to hit you guys and kill you. Okay? I'm also light attuned. I can pick some up as well. As we get more comfortable with this fight, the 2 people that are on effectively my side, you guys will let me get some of the soaks as well. But you guys are effectively picking up any of the dark balls that come into the stack of damage dealers. So watching through this here, we're looking for the next special ability that's happening. Effectively, the fight is relatively calm until one of the 4 special abilities happens, and we're going to talk about them as they happen. So, first ability is coming up in just a second. And again, this can be random between every single one of these. So, we just saw Dark Vortex. That means that anybody who is dark attuned, you're fine. Keep DPSing. Keep doing damage. You don't have to worry about anything. What's happening with the 4 soakers is they're about to take like 50k damage over the course of like 5 seconds. So this is when we're going to have a DSAC. We're going to be preemptively hitting bark skin. We're going to be doing dispersion. We're going to be doing deterrence. I think we figured that out. That works from a hunter perspective. We can use pain suppression for this. That's fucking great to use. We don't really need it on the tanks.
No, it checks you like it was for personal cooldown.
Okay, perfect.
So it'll be clones.
Yeah. So you guys will be effectively being the ones who survive this, right?
I think I get fucking owned here.
You probably do. This may have been one where I bopped you.
If it was the first one, I get fucking owned.
Yeah. So Dark Vortex is happening here. And now watch Aravea, Humble, Chax, and Hadokan are the 4 soakers. Okay? Nope. That was death to effectively all of them had they not popped their personals, had they not popped everything that they could to survive. You notice how we were running a DSAC for this. We were running an Aura Mastery for this. We're trying to survive. Okay? That's one of the 4 abilities. Before we move on, Eggsy, did I miss anything? Okay, it looks like Azok popped out. We're good so far?
Yeah, so far so good.
Cool. We're just going to jump forward to the next ability here. You guys can see that the people on the outside are just continuing to pick up whatever they can, trying to keep you guys as a raid safe. Next special ability is coming up here in a second. Okay. Twins Pact, that's one of the more important thing. So, Darkbane has the shield. Okay? Each of the 2 bosses can have the shield on them. You guys, as Dark Aligned, do less damage to Darkbane. Right? And we need to
you do bonus damage to the opposite one that you're on.
I thought it was
so, like if you're dark.
Wasn't it 50% to the non?
I think you do bonus damage if you're.
Both.
It might be both.
Might be both. Okay.
I thought it was 50%
we're both right.
reduced and
right.
50% added.
Yeah. So what's happening now is we're seeing, okay, we have 15 seconds to burn through 1.2 mil. Okay? We probably can't do that by doing half damage to this guy. So what you're going to see everybody do who's currently dark aligned, go and click on this light portal right here, and then they're going to jump back over and burn the fuck out of Darkbane, because then they're going to get the extra damage buff. So let's keep an eye out for everybody moving here. Everybody runs over, switches to light align. So right now, all these people who have been soaking for us, there's now no one in the raid who can soak dark beam, the dark orbs right now. So you're keeping an eye out for dark orbs. Okay, this is if we do it right, the most possibly dangerous position of the fight. We're burning through the shield. Okay. 3 more seconds. The shield is gone. We have to interrupt. Otherwise, they heal like 50% of their health pool. It's not feasible that they get this heal off, and we can't just power through the rest of the fight. Okay? So, we get the heal off. That's good. What everybody else is going to do now is they're going to get back to Dark Align so that they can restack up, and then the people that are surrounding the group can resume protecting them. Okay? This is... If we didn't have soakers like this, we wouldn't have to worry about jumping back over and switching back to Dark Align. Okay? The reason why we're switching back is because of the soakers. So, everybody else is now going to switch back over to Dark Align. They're coming back over, just as we expected. We have the next special ability in 17 seconds. Once we understand this fight, it's really fun. It's really simple. Okay. Twins Pact. This is Lightbane. Everybody's already Dark Aligned. Super simple. Nobody has to do anything. Watch how quickly this shield burns. Alright. Shield is gone. And you guys can interrupt. You have to make sure that the visual for the shield is also gone, so don't like spam your interrupt the moment the shield falls. Now what we're about to do here is we're actually going to stop DPS so that we can see the light vortex here. So you guys are going to see that happen. We've all stopped DPS, we're all just chilling waiting for the last ability. So, this is Light Vortex, which is going to fucking murder everybody who's Dark Aligned. Okay? It doesn't matter if we try to pop all of our cooldowns. You get to see what happens. Everybody runs over. They switch. Light Vortex does fuck all. GG. Kill the bosses. Go home. Alright? At that point, obviously we just go back over to the dark portal again, click, switch back up. Any questions so far in any of the fights? Okay. Everybody's super excited, I get it. We're gonna jump to a Noob a Noobricon, a noob something. The noob. Alright, let's see here. There is a weak aura configuration that we're going to talk about. I don't anticipate talking about it right now, at least until everybody has access to basically finalize weak auras. We'll discuss that when we're in the raid effectively. That add-on is going to focus on encouraging the healers to heal specific targets in Phase 3 in the final phase, so that not everybody is just going crazy, jumping around, healing everybody to full. The third phase of this fight, the final phase, the final 30%, is a don't panic mode. Let the healers heal you. Don't worry that you're sitting at 10% health situation. Okay? We do a lot of talking for here, so I'm going to continue.
It's literally 30 minutes of talking.
Is
so
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Alright. So, we're going to go ahead and do our first pull here. Now, there's orbs that are up above the boss in the room. Okay, we have 6 of them. You guys can see them. There's one up in the upper left corner. There's one in the lower right. There's 2 in the far corners, like right on top of the boss right now. We're gonna be assigning Death Knights to each one. You guys are going to be gripping them down and then murdering them. And we're gonna have very specific placements that we're gonna be aiming for when we do this. And when we do that placement, everything's gonna be fine, and we're not gonna have to worry about that positioning for the rest of the fight. So we grab the boss here, and you're gonna see both Death Knights gripped down, just like we were anticipating. They're going to kill them, and then we're gonna have frost patches on the ground. And note that they do start to meander away. So notice how that one meandered away a little bit too far. And we have these there are two ads on each side that are going to be priority kill targets. Okay? Ideally, and I'll show you this in a later pull, what that looks like. So we have these guys need to be tanked on top of these ice patches, or they burrow and murder someone. Okay? The idea is we keep the boss right in between two of them, and then you'll see that there are there's plenty of opportunity for people to cleave. More ads spawn like 30 seconds into the fight, so another 30 seconds right there. If you get 4 on each side, the tank dies. Just forget it. Just the tank is dead. If there's 3 on each side, if it isn't 2 and 2, if it's 3 and 1 for some reason, the tank dies. We're going to be relying on all of our cleave damage. We're going to be relying on our melee. We're going to be relying on everybody to kill these ads. They are the priority target. So, seeing that here, why is that not playing?
And you just went like, that's it, the tank is dead for some reason, like,
Yeah.
the witch is dead. So you're playing in my head. Just so you know.
My UI is... What is going on with my screen? Give me a second here, guys. Edge just decided that it didn't want to play. That's fun. What the hell is going on here? Sorry guys, give me just a second here. I've never seen Edge crash that hard before. Okay, so we'll see that one. That goes back over here. Okay, and... Okay. You guys still see everything?
You're not streaming.
Okay. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. So this is the same pull. Note the 2 grips. Note that the ads are coming up. We're going to be assigning hunters and rogues to each side to help with tricks and misdirects onto these guys. I'm trying to position the boss in between the 2 evenly. Now, note this this shadow strike right here. This is what kills someone. Okay? If this is not interrupted, it kills someone. Just done. So we're going to have interrupters assigned per side. It's really fun when we have paladins who have Holy Wrath because they're undead. And it stuns them and it cancels the cast. So we're going to be doing that as well. Our add-ons might not be on time. They might not be working perfectly. You can notice that we were expecting 6 more seconds until the cast. But if we don't interrupt this, people die. So you see, and boom, Webster's dead. You also notice now that there are 3 burrowers on one side, and that tank is probably going to take a bunch of damage here in a second. We have a second Shadow Strike coming here in a second here. So if you noticed that this Shadow Strike cast is a lot slower than it was previously. The cast time gets faster if there are more adds nearby. That's why we're trying to split them up. Submerge is about to happen. Now this is obviously a wipe. This is our first attempt on here. We're not going to be in a good spot. So, number one, and you'll see this with later pulls, that this isn't a problem, but boss is underground. There's a very limited area where we can kite the boss right now in phase 2. We have way too many burrowers up. We're about to wipe. They're just going to murder everybody. So, first wipe here. Okay. You guys have seen what a bad pull looks like. I'm going to just jump to our last one, our best one here. And you guys are going to see just how nice this looks. So bear with me here. And this is our last fight of the night, guys. I want to thank you guys for attending this. So, we're pulling the boss. Watch how nice these orbs are. They're going to show up a little late, but they're in perfect positioning. Adds are already up. That left one. Now this one's going to come down. Right here. Perfect. That's what we're going to want to see. We're going to want to see just the tiniest sliver of space in between. Burrowers are nearby. They are able to be cleaved down, which is what's happening, which is exactly what we want to see.
Are we going to be AoE them, or do we single target them?
They can be AoE'd down. A lot of it is going to be reliant on the melee cleaving, but I believe we might be, if we're really range heavy, we'll probably be doing a lot of cleave damage. The goal of this though is to get a Nubarak down to 30% before he submerges twice. So that is effectively our hard cutoff of an enrage timer. And we'll make adjustments as we go forward with that. So, second set of adds have spawned. You're going to see that the Shadow Strike is about to be happening. You guys can see that in back. You guys can track behind me. What we realized was, as a tank, I can move the boss away from these patches preemptively while you guys finish the adds, and then we don't have to worry about the boss accidentally destroying one of these two patches. Because if we lose one of these two patches, we're going to be in a world of hurt later on in the fight. So, I'm moving him away. You guys are finishing off the adds. And he submerges. So now watch what happens here. Everybody is going to move away from these patches once the burrowers are down. And I'm going to switch to the raid plan IO, and we're going to talk about what's going to happen here. He's going to target one person, and he's going to pursue them. Under no circumstances do you go anywhere near these two patches. Okay? No, absolutely not. Don't go near them. Don't go behind them. Don't go through them. Don't even try. We don't want to lose these. Okay? What's effectively going to happen is he's going to be over in this direction. He's going to be underground pursuing you as you run clockwise throughout the room. We're going to assign a range DPS, probably 2, and what they're going to do is there are 2 floating orbs that are up in the sky up here, right? And what we're going to say is, okay, shoot one of them down, and what you're going to end up doing is kiting as long as you can. Once the boss gets to you, you're going to pop your boots. You're going to continue to kite him, right? And then you're going to stand right next to one of the patches that got spawned, and we're going to put a bop on you. We're going to do Hand of Protection from a Paladin. That'll be assigned. You're going to stand next to that frozen patch. You're basically going to be, effectively baiting the boss until there's like 2 seconds left. You're going to jump onto that patch, and then he's going to follow you, obviously, and it'll break the patch, it'll slow him down, you're safe. That's what that process is going to look like. If you go over a patch early, there's problems, obviously. If you break one of these 2 patches that are designed for where we tank the boss, problem, right? Effectively, what we need to do is we need to have 2 people there needs to be only 2 pursuit targets throughout this entire second phase, and you guys are going to see what that looks like here. So, we have Sad, who is being pursued, and he's doing what we don't want to have happen. He's going to end up dying on this pole. So, he ran behind here. He's also already bopped, and he's already used his boots, right? So, he's effectively going to die in, like, 4 seconds. Because there's nowhere for him to go, because there aren't any frost patches over in this corner, right? His goal is to get to this one. There's no way he's going to make it that far, right? So, ready, and boom, he dies. Now he's targeting someone else, and he ran to this one. So, we're not going to be panicking during phase 2. We're not going to be preemptively popping all of these. We're just going to be popping basically 2 per phase, and then we're going to be relying on our kiters to strategically move to those locations when it's necessary. So,
is that a random raid meter that gets targeted for the kiting?
Yes.
Okay.
It might not target tanks, but I'm guessing everybody else is a viable target.
I think it can target tanks.
Can
Didn't
it?
we? I think we lost.
Oh, he did. He did target Eggsy. You're right.
Um,
He targeted Eggsy and he targeted me. You're right. During phase 2.
Yeah, and he targeted like Unholy. I forget his name, honestly, but he's
yeah.
a DK. That's
Sure.
a tank. So yeah.
Okay. So you see right here, he's pursuing me. I pop my boots. I'm getting ready. Someone bopped me. So in that situation, we would have used the bop later. I would have kited him basically a little bit farther around this patch. Again, we're not going to have him follow through the patch, and then I would bot myself, standing here until 2 seconds, stepping on. Congratulations, you survived. Right? He submerges for about a minute or so, so you basically need to kite for about 30 seconds apiece. We bring him back to this location, and we do this a second time. At this point, we're thinking, okay, how are we going to get to 30% before the next submerge? Right, so we're killing the ads, that's excellent. We're interrupting the ads, that's also excellent. New ads are spawning. Those are all getting picked up as we expect. That's good. The next submerge is going to be happening in about 7 seconds here. I may not even recognize it. Or I recognize it too late. Just like that. So, you see that Mazrin is our first person. So he already popped his boots. Right? So I'm yelling to him right now, don't panic, and now I bopped him. So now he's standing right next to it. He's waiting for 2 seconds on hand of protection, and then he's stepping on. Nice and simple. We're about to be overrun with scarabs here. That's just what, if you are not being pursued in phase 2, your job is kill scarabs. Just all it is. So effectively, we're going to be having everybody except for the paladin that is assigned to bop and the pursuit target. Other than that, they're all focusing on ads.
Quick question, by the way.
Yeah.
I left a little early on the second night,
Yeah.
but is the majority of the raid just going to stack in the center? Obviously, it helps to avoid Mr. Anub and his big spikes, but like the scarabs, like they don't do much damage, right? Like you can kind of just group them and kill them?
Ideally, yes. I wasn't there the second night either, so I can't comment on what they were deciding. But the ads do put basically a bleed on people. But other than that, I don't think there was a reason why we couldn't stack up. Was that something you guys discussed? Anybody who was there the second night?
Sorry, say that again.
Were you guys trying to stack up the ads, stack up the raid in phase 2, except for the kiter?
If you can, but really, you're not gonna tank them. You have to kite them. You can't tank the small heads.
Okay.
Okay, so you do have to kite them?
You just kite them. You cannot face tank them. You will die.
Okay. Is that the debuff? Is it stacking?
It's a stacking bleed, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So if you notice here, we're only at 51% right now. We've had our 2 phase 2s. We've had our 2 submerges. We don't have any more of these frost things that we can use if we get to another phase 2, right? So we have 1 minute and 5 seconds to do 20% of his health pool. Spoiler alert, we don't get there, but that's what the fight's going to look like. And we don't have any VODs of phase 3 for this. But otherwise, this is going to be the fight. Once we get into phase 3, everybody's health pools are basically just going to be completely null and void. We're going to have healing assignments set up for that, so that you guys are basically sitting at like barely any HP. That's when we're going to be popping our Death Knight armies to be tanking the ads that continue to spawn. We're still going to have to cleave down the ads, obviously. But at that point, like, there's nothing else that we can really do. So you notice that we had a tank die. They immediately jumped over here, and this is effectively a wipe in a second. We almost had the damage check. He was down to about 35% health. And that's when I gave up. So, that's TOGC, guys.
Did you guys eventually get it down, or that was the best attempt you guys had?
That was the last pull that we had on Friday when I was raiding with the group, and I don't think they got it on Saturday.
Nope. Got to 15%.
Down to 15. Okay. Do you guys have anything that you want to share on phase 3 of that fight of people that were there?
The only thing that I can, I kind of was busy the last few minutes, but the only thing that like really helped us towards the end of it was we put a Shadow Priest and a Shaman and just separated them all out between groups, and the only healing that group received was either like from the Shadow Priest Vampiric Touch or from the rest of Shamans, or Shamans just healing tide or healing Scream Totem.
Okay.
And then the only thing the healers would do would just target the people who get the you would heal tanks, obviously, and then heal the people that get targeted, like, specifically by
With the permafrost thing, right?
Yeah. And that was, like, our best attempt when we did that, but then we kind of ran out of time. So,
sure.
That was super, super, super important, and a vital key to us even getting close to killing it was having healers just completely ignore groups outside of the people that got the debuff.
Yeah. And that what he's referring to is those 5 people, that's penetrating cold. 6k frost damage every 3 seconds for 18. So I'm guessing with frost resist, that's probably more along like 4,000 frost damage every 3. Somewhere around there. And then that's effectively just going to be constant throughout the fight. So
2 of my hots appeared to counteract the but they did have to have 2. So 4K sounds right?
okay. Because it doesn't look like penetrating cold gets any more powerful.
Yeah, I don't think it does. It's that alongside the rest of it.
Okay. So you guys as healers you guys had your 5 people that you're responsible for, and you just handled it, right?
Yeah, what we ended up, and I mean, I don't know what they did on the second day when they got further.
Yep.
But I know I personally had like my number.
Yep.
I gave them 2 hots.
Yep.
And then kept an eye on them for Swiftman just in case something happened.
Sure.
And then I gave everyone else a hot. And I'm pretty sure the Disc Priest did the exact same thing.
Cool.
And more than likely, I'm pretty sure her bubble plus my rejuve, like, covered it.
Okay. Cool. Now,
Right.
do you anticipate being able to heal 2 people with the penetrating cold in phase 3 in the future?
Probably, but I didn't get to see it, so I don't know.
Okay. What were you gonna say, Eggsy?
That's about right. Yeah. Just you gotta like throw them a little bit of heals because you don't want to top them off because
Right.
the more HP people have, the more they heal the boss.
Yep.
So you just want to keep them just steady.
Yep.
So that's just the biggest thing.
Cool. Well, everybody, I don't really have anything else. Thank you to everybody who did show up. I'm taking attendance, so.
Show to Elsie. Show to Elsie. Okay.
Oh,
Thanks for running through all the fights, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
My Loot Council doc is totally open with a screenshot of who was here.
Perfect. My goal right now is to set us up as a team for success, and getting you guys didn't need to spend 4 hours on PTR seeing this with us. If you guys can gleam through what we experienced, the fight. So if you guys are prepared for TOGC when we go in there, I think it's going to be June 20 that it drops.
June 22nd.
Thank you. When we get in there, we're gonna do as best we can. We're probably gonna get to a new Barak in a night. I don't anticipate us having too much trouble with the first 4 bosses, and we'll have some solid progression on a noob, and we'll probably get him down that first night too. I'm anticipating. So, as long as we understand the do's and don'ts, we shouldn't have a problem. So
the 22nd's a Thursday too, so most people will be able to get in 10-mans to kind of get a feel for it beforehand.
And the scuttlebutt is that the 10-man is much easier than 25.
Basically, get a basic understanding of what's gonna happen when, because the mechanics are the same. They just don't hit for as hard.
For sure.
It's still very important to get into a 10-man.
Yeah.
Equal one, if not the at least before we go into 25-man.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. You guys don't have
Are we
anything
still
else?
planning? One question: Are we still planning on doing 2 25-man teams, or are we just gonna do progression on the 1 25-man team and a bunch of 10-mans? Week 1, week 2.
Survey will be posted to see what availability is going to be. Ideally, we do 2 runs, but
yeah. I anticipate doing. So like the 25-man run, that's happening, and so there's the Sunday Monday team. We're definitely doing our Sunday Monday raid, and I'm guessing from a Tuesday Wednesday perspective, are you guys just gonna get in the first week on maybe Thursday or something like that? I'm guessing.
yeah, we're going to see availability. We're going to post a survey, see availability, and make a call and see what happens.
Perfect.
One thing I will say, and I'm going to post an announcement about this for at least for the Tuesday Raiders. Maybe something to mention to the Sunday Raiders as well is that Joyous Journeys is coming out tomorrow.
Yep.
So it's going to be fairly simple for a lot of people to start leveling alts and having a, because I didn't have plans on mandating splits come TOGC, but if Alduar is super easy, Joyous Journeys is here, and TOGC is obviously obviously you can't wipe on it, so it's not gonna, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but after you learn the mechanics, it's definitely something that you can get in and get out of very quickly.
Yeah.
Splits might just happen to be a thing. So I'm gonna put out an announcement and tell people with Joyous Journeys, leveling a healer class or a warlock, unholy DK, all that's like, it's free pretty much right now with how Joyous Journeys is gonna be. So everyone should consider leveling one.
Cool.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Yeah. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Eggsy.
Yes, see you guys. Thanks for the info. Appreciate you.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you.
See you.
Did I miss anything that changed strategy wise?
You were there for the night that we were actually in there. So no, we just kind of went over what was successful more than like the process by which we became successful.
And I think
Got
it's
it.
super helpful that you and I both got to